Daniel apparently took my lights out.
Would AJ take them shots?
He will see.
You can't intimidate me. I'm a King Slayer.
Welcome back, fight fans. Let's take a closer look on the upset Dubois delivered to the world by slaying the once was the face of British boxing.
Bad start, gets dropped, tries to recover his feet and just goes to war, basically with no legs, and finds a way back into the fight and then walks onto one. So it's heavyweight boxing.
Going into the fight, it appeared that Joshua was unusually calm, almost too relaxed, as if he were holding something back. His demeanor seemed measured, his energy carefully preserved.
Did you get any sense this week, any sense that there was anything wrong?
No.
I mean, even you dismiss all the rumors. I had no sense. He came out tonight like a different fighter. He came out tonight like he was having some concerns about his confidence.
Comparing Joshua's demeanor now to his fight against Dillian Whyte reveals a stark difference. Back then, Joshua exuded raw confidence and aggression, marching to the ring with the energy of a man hungry for a fight. His body language was fierce, showing he was ready for war. Now, Joshua seems more measured, almost too calm. The fire and visible hunger have given way to caution and strategy. Where the old Joshua felt electric and ready to explode at any moment, today's version is more focused on endurance and precision, but lacking the raw intensity he once carried.
He's going for it in the fifth round.
The footwork was the issue, the mentality was the issue, everything was the issue. I thought I was seeing the man who has the face of AJ, but has a completely different inside. I mean, it didn't look the way we expected him to look. It didn't look the way, I don't know.
He looked nervous. He didn't look confident. I didn't like the look in his eyes. He was swallowing and he was walking slowly. And he just looked nervous. Daniel Dubois was smiling.
Dubois achieved boxing immortality.
Daniel Dubois was enjoying himself, and from the off, I just thought, hang on a minute, I feel it in the air tonight. I can see an upset coming.
I mean, he looked strong physically and mentally.
Did you see his right hand? It was all the way on his chest. So his chin was up.
Free shot of the chin. Yeah, chin's a little high as well.
And it was like, you know, like a fairy tale for any boxer, not just for Dubois, for everyone.
With your soul like ether. See through the king, you know you not. Son across the belly, lose. You lost already. What's the result of the main event? Y'all patiently wait.
Team Joshua's game plan was clear, to produce a version of Anthony Joshua that could go the full 12 rounds, pacing himself with the intent to last. This strategy meant Joshua was in the ring without the urgency to push the fight early, avoiding reckless exchanges and opting for a more patient approach. But on the other side, Team Dubois had no such intentions. Their plan was rooted in raw aggression, coming at Joshua from the start with a savage, relentless approach. Every moment was an opportunity, and Dubois made it clear he wasn't interested in waiting for the later rounds. From the opening bell, Dubois camp aimed to catch Joshua off guard, hoping to overwhelm him with power and aggression before he could settle into his rhythm. It was a clash of mindsets, one fighter preserving his energy, focusing on endurance, while the other sought to force the fight early, trying to end it before it could go the distance. Joshua's calculated caution stood in stark contrast to the explosive intent of Dubois, making the early rounds a tense battle of strategies and willpower.
From round one, he was getting peppered with a jab. He was on his back foot. He was bolt rigid, upright, chin in the air. He was doing everything wrong. Anthony Joshua was on his back foot. He was being pushed around the ring and bullied. Every time they came together, Dubois was having none of it. He stood his ground. They're both around the 18 stone mark. There's only 2 or 3 pounds in it. And Dubois is big and strong and almost as tall, only an inch in it. So very physically evenly matched. But the difference for me was Dubois was a young, hungry lion. Okay, AJ's an old, wise old fox, 35, what is he, 35 years old. Dubois 27. You'd expect the old, wise fox to beat the hungry young pup or lion. But Daniel Dubois came in like a world champion. Let's go back to round one. He came out, he was on his back foot. Dubois took the centre of the ring straight away and dominated from the centre of that ring. Right up until the 5th round knockout, right up until the point when he threw that stiff uppercut with his chin in the air, he walked into a right hand and he was flattened face first.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I'll put my hand up. I picked AJ to win in 6 rounds. AJ is normally sharp, but
Joshua's mistake was allowing Dubois to build confidence from the opening bell.
Dubois was sharper than him tonight. You know, he seemed to be overthinking things. You know, sometimes AJ can be a bit of an overthinker.
He gave Dubois too much respect for his power. failing to maintain the right distance, and keeping his hands too low, leaving his chin exposed for Dubois to target.
Dubois was making some mistakes. He was aggressive. I could see his thing. He's trying to jab to the head and jab to the body to look for the big right hand. But you can't just go out and try and do it in the first round. You know what I mean?
The game plan, focused on going the distance, quickly unraveled because Joshua had no plan B for handling Dubois' aggression. Instead of dictating the fight, he was drawn into exchanges from the first round, exactly what Dubois wanted.
I rock, fellas. Put you in a dry spot, fellas.
The boy did great. He was sharp. I can't say nothing. I can't fault him. Credit to him and Dan Charles and his dad as well for believing in him. And credit to Frank for giving him chances, because most guys would have binned him off if they lost to Joe Joyce. Maybe that spark is not necessarily there as much.
Possessed. Oh, shot.
He just seemed to be holding on a lot. He just seemed he got hurt. He didn't try to really fight back. He was just holding on a lot. So I don't know, man.
Joshua is not a natural defensive fighter. He only began improving his defense later in his career, so he'll never be a Canelo or Mayweather. His strength lies in his physical attributes, not in trying to box slick like the Philly style. A high guard, using his size and power, would serve him much better. The attempts to be a slick boxer don't play to his strengths. His natural gifts would make him more successful if he fought like the imposing, powerful fighter he is, rather than trying to imitate defensive styles that don't suit him.
And then you have one problem, because this position is dangerous. If you wanna do step back, like this, not like this, because this is dangerous. We'll see.
Joshua has got a mountain to climb here. Do you know what's smart there? He's just rolled. The legs are gone again. And he's down. His gloves touch the ground.
And that bell came at a perfect time for Anthony Joshua, and it saved him. Round 2, 3, and 4, AJ was on his back foot. He was trying a little bit more, getting a little bit closer.
Eddie Hearn looks like he's just seen a ghost.
But still walking into jabs, still bolt rigid upright, no real head movement. He started to throw feints round 2 and 3, started to get a bit closer, and he actually started to catch the ball with the odd jab and the odd right hand. But he was still getting bullied, he was still being pushed about on his back foot. He lacked ambition, he lacked self-belief and confidence. He looked like he looked in the first 3 or 4 rounds in his previous fights. After being tumped up twice by Usyk, he got daddy, let's be honest, 2 rounds, 2 fights, 12 rounds each, 24 rounds. He probably won 2 or 3 rounds in them 24 rounds. His first fight back was Franklin. It wasn't good enough. It was a bad performance, it was tentative, it was negative. Okay, he was feeling his feet, he was getting back in there after the 2 losses, so he's allowed to have an easy one. But then it was Hrgovic and Otto Wallin, and then it was Ngannou, a mixed martial arts fighter. 4 fighters against 4 fights against 4 people who didn't believe in themselves. 4 people that have come into the ring, not really looking to beat AJ. They're in there to make up the numbers, to get paid. The old Bunsen burner, that's all they want. Nobody's come into that ring and stuck it on AJ. Got on his face like Dubois did tonight. Dubois peppered him with a jab and lined that right hand up on numerous occasions. The worrying thing for me is every time Anthony Joshua got clipped on the chin, his legs were gone. His powers of recovery are terrible. He looked exhausted. And I'm not going to make an excuse for him, because he's been training. He's physically fit. He's strong. He's done his sparring. The camp's gone brilliantly. Ben Davison's been in there with him. He knows the game. He should have been preparing him properly. But this is the problem when you get the silk pajamas. You lose the ambition. You don't want it anymore. And I just question Anthony Joshua's desire to be in that boxing ring anymore. He's not saying the right things, he's not making the right noises. The body language when he's in there on the ring wall, everything was wrong.
The first round was the key to the fight. AJ let Daniel Dubois dictate the tempo, allowing Dubois to abandon his stick and move strategy in favor of aggression. By letting Dubois get behind his jab early on, Joshua lost control from the start. His relaxed ring walk may have reflected a mindset that worked against him, a mentality of taking his time, letting a few rounds pass before setting the pace. This cautious approach played right into Dubois' hands, giving him the confidence to press forward, while Joshua failed to establish dominance early.
Daniel Dubois has been learning his craft, because you could see the ambition in his craft. You could see the game plan in his craft, and I felt that you know, the young lion proved to, you know, to overcome the old guard, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? In Anthony Joshua, Daniel is a very dangerous puncher. As I said before, he's got weapons of mass destruction, and he's fast and he's hard. And as I say, he was very, very ambitious. I didn't think Anthony, couldn't see intention or ambition in his work, to tell the truth. He was too easy to hit with the left jab, far too easy. I'm not sure if he slipped the shot.
What have been saying all week? If he can take the play away from AJ, he's going to...
I was very surprised that he was put down. You know, Anthony was put down in the first, and it wasn't a great start. Daniel has come on for sure. Yeah, he has come on. I could see the craft in his makeup. Yeah, he in the intention in the craft. I couldn't see that with Anthony. He was just on the back foot, Anthony. He just couldn't slip. He couldn't slip or slide. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't slip or slide, or he couldn't defend the left jab. You know what I mean? He was very leaky last night. I couldn't see a game plan there. He couldn't deal with Daniel Dubois' ambition and strength and determination. Yeah, he couldn't deal with that.
Yeah, he just bullied him, didn't he? Bullish from the off, landed that big shot, and he didn't really recover, did he, Joshua? It was a beatdown.
I mean, listen, obviously I'm devastated because our guy lost, but what a fight. I mean, absolute nightmare start. You know, pull back in a straight line, walk straight onto a massive right hand, and he never really truly recovered. But he showed so much heart and arsehole. I've never seen anything like it. In the fourth round, he landed an uppercut on Dubois. And his face changed completely. He went back to the corner. He looked like he was getting another win. He busted up Dubois with a couple of shots, and his legs went. And then he got too greedy, jumped in, and got caught with a monster counter. And that was it. He's still trying to get up. But full credit to Daniel Dubois, he's fantastic tonight, and that's what happens in the heavyweight game.
Joshua's pride is undeniable. He's not the type to take a knee or quit, no matter how tough the situation. With a strong mind and physical gifts, he has all the attributes of a champion. The only real vulnerability he's shown is in his chin, which explains why he shifted towards a more defensive style in recent years. However, Joshua is far from finished.
Get ready, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what it is, before I came here, I'm always saying to myself, I'm a fighter for life. We rolled the dice at success and we came up short, and we roll it again in it, if you know what I mean. We keep rolling the dice.
He knows he still has plenty left in the tank and isn't likely to retire anytime soon. While his determination remains strong, the hunger and aggression that once fueled him have noticeably declined. The wealth he's accumulated and the sting of past defeats, especially the embarrassment of being knocked down, may have dulled the edge he once had. He's become a more cautious fighter, especially against heavy hitters, preferring to avoid risky exchanges rather than go for the kill as he used to. Given his pride and refusal to go out on a loss, a rematch seems inevitable. Joshua won't want to end his career with such a result hanging over him. He'll likely step back into the ring, driven not just by his physical ability but by the desire to redeem himself and prove that he still belongs at the top.
Another of the great finishing.
Thanks for tuning in to Boxing Stars. Until next time, goodbye.
Listen, that's cost me